Yeah, welcome back to the firehouse for some more firehouse reasoning from the jungle. As it was. Fire lion style, as I would say. Well, as you can see in the jungle today, I'm wearing my Jamaican t-shirt in the jungle because right now Jamaica is what they would call front page due to the Olympics and the lightning bolt. You know, not only the lightning bolt, it's has gone to the Jamaicans, or some of them anyway. It is their independence. 50 years of independence. Well, the Fire Lion don't know exactly what they are independent from, or who grant them this independence. But when I inquire into what they mean by this independence, like, it seems to me that after they was captured then from out of the jungle and brought over there in the city, and the shitty men had them doing what they call work without pay for a long time, you know. And then after a while, the shitty man decided, okay, I will let him have a little bit of what they call money, and give him a little bit of freedom, and later on tell him that he could vote. So it wasn't the Fire Lion. Well, you know, say the Fire Lion. It wasn't the king of the jungle then. It is only the king of the jungle, the Lion King, that can grant one true independence, as it was. But these what we call Jamaicans, no, not only Jamaicans, but because it's what they call their independence then, and I am one of them studying the matter. It was the British who used to administer over them, and then I think the British, when I was a young boy in 62, said, oh, you can, I will grant you in independence. So now there is great celebrations amongst these Jamaicans that they are independent. But independent from what? Because when I was a boy growing up in Jamaica, I was born in Manchester, and that is the country, a bush over like this. And, you know, there's not a lot of people living together, but there's a lot of poor people in the bush down there. And then when I was a young boy, still I moved to Kingston, and then you really see a lot of poor people living together. They was independent then. They was independent to continue to live in poverty. Yeah? And now, when you go to Jamaica, and don't you be wrapping Jamaica up in some nice pretty package, presenting it to the world as if it's some, well, you know, nature-wise, yeah, but humanity-wise, and the living of the Jamaican and the majority of the Jamaican I'm talking about. I'm not talking about you who are celebrating the independence more fervently because you have a few little money and you can afford to put on a few dues and make a few money out of it. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about you. You go to Jamaica down there in Kingston and all over Jamaica in the bush, yeah? And you see the real Jamaican who is suffering. And you go and tell him how independent he's been, you know? Because, you know, how can a next man give you independence? Independence was granted to you by these men from England here, yeah? And even in the days when they are saying Jamaica was independent, If a man kill a man in Jamaica, yeah, and the Jamaican government decide, hey, we're going to hang this man, you still couldn't do it. You have to come to England to the Privy Council. Man have the right to come to Privy Council. So how are you independent? The laws that you live under in Jamaica was given to you by this devil from England here, British man. Still living under British law. Who are you kidding with this independence? You know what I mean? So no, you're not independent. Don't get upset, you know. I know a lot of Jamaican will be upset. You don't like your ego being bruised. But I am one as well, and I am telling you, it is the height of stupidity to think that you are independent. You're not independent anyway. Now, the 100 meter was run by, like I say, win by Mr. Lightning Bolt. Fastest man on the planet. Now, the Fire Lion, in this story here I'm telling you, is the fastest mind. You see, Mr. Bolt is fast in the physical body, see? Lightning Bolt can't catch that rapid. And there will be no arguing. Who would argue with him if he tell you that he was the fastest man, innit? Because you can see it, innit? But a lot of you now will be arguing with the Fire Lion when he's telling you that he's the fastest man in the mind. Rapid and quick. Fast. But the reason why you cannot see this now is you have to understand the flex of life, like I say. Life is a visible and an invisible. So Bolt is fast in the visible, you know, in the physical. But you have to understand that there's a mental side to life as well. So that is where the Fire Lion is rapid and quick. You understand? But anyway, I'm not here to talk about the Fire Lion, the rapidness of the Fire Lion, because the Fire Lion is, like I say, only been taught himself. You know what I mean? I am here in the jungle today to, you remember when I was in the last story, I was talking about the return of the king. Yeah, so I am here now as a Fire Lion then to explain who the king is. See what I mean? You know, the real king, the real Dandada. Well, the real king, you know, the real lion I'm on about, you know, is my master still. I am an apprentice of that lion. I know that lion and I don't know that lion, if you know what I mean. The lion is so awesome that it would be... it's impossible for anyone to comprehend the lion. But I know the lion still. But anyway, the lion is a mysterious one. Here, there, and everywhere. That is how the lion operates. You know what I mean? He's the master of the jungle, you know. Not only the jungle is here on earth, but he's actually master of the universe. You understand? So we don't bother about any aliens out there or what you call dimension or anything, because the mighty lion, I'm on about the kings of king, you know, of lion, you know. He's the one that run the jungle, you know what I mean? But no one ever see this one. See that? That's the thing about the king of kings that I'm telling you about, you know what I mean? No one ever quite see this one, and yet he's the one that run and control the jungle. But because I am a Fire Lion then, and because I come it in the time of what I would call digital, where things are made more clearer then, you know what I mean, to the understanding of man or woman, if their mind are open to swift running on the spiritual plane, like I'm telling you now. So the Fire Lion now is the one now that is going to make the King of Kings more clearer to the individual. You see what I mean? Because it's hard to comprehend this one. One man alone cannot comprehend the King of Kings, if you know what I mean. The mysterious. Well, The fire lion called that one, I master, the terrible and dreadful God Rastafari himself, the High General. That's what I say. You can call that one whatever name you want to call that one. But that one now, I said I was going to reveal where you can find that one, where that one is located. That one is actually located within all. Obviously you don't know this because, like I say, that one is not physical. You see, like when I tell you, you can see Usain Bolt running, you know, that is the physical world. But now we have a non-physical world, the world of the mind and what you want to call it, the spirit and, you know, the memory and those things. Those are the part of our apparatus that cannot be seen by the what we call the visible eye then, but nevertheless exists. So the terrible and dreadful one that I am telling you about, you know, Rastafari himself, the High General, is dwelling in this invisible world that is within yourself. You understand? So, because like I say, we are now living in the time of digital. I am now as a fire lion, you know, because I am very rapid, you know. And the reason why I'm rapid, like if I tell you that I'm rapid, you are going to think that, oh, he's boasting, saying that he is rapid. You know what I mean, Marius? But this is nothing to do with any boast. It's simply the fact that I was trained by the terrible and dreadful one that I am telling you about. And if he train you, you too will be rapid. We can all be rapid. Rapid of mind. We are all supposed to be very, very rapid in the mind. If you know what I mean. It's no big deal when you get to know who the terrible and dreadful one is. Now, like I say, I am here to make things clearer. So this terrible and dreadful one, like I'm saying, previously in the past, people are always teaching about God and saying, oh, God is up in heaven and God is up in, and God is up in. Anyway, God is a word. And a word is not a thing, if you know what I mean. Well, anyway, what you are calling God then, or what I call the terrible and dreadful one, Rastafari, is dwelling within all human beings. You understand what I mean? Have you, when they tell you about conscience, not conscious, you know. Conscious is when you are awake. I don't mean conscious when you're conscious. I mean conscience. You know, like when you go somewhere, just a simple matter. Say you walk into a store and you are about, and you see something and there something say, why don't you steal that? There's a good chance. And something else say, don't do it, it's not yours. That's what I'm talking about. You get conscience now. Yeah. That's the fire lion. Not the fire lion, you know, the terrible and dreadful God himself, Rastafari. Yeah, that is the one who is telling you that you should not do these things. But obviously, we are humans and we are given our own choice. The one cannot force us to do anything. Understand? It is up to us to decide what we want to do. So if you choose to ignore advice, like I'm telling you, when the one tell you don't steal, don't hate, and you say, oh, I'm doing it anyway, that means you are like a person, like I say, I always use the same scenario. You probably hear it on a different reason, that if you're teaching somebody to drive and they say they are not going to put their hands on the wheel and change the gear how you are teaching them, they could never learn how to drive. And likewise, ignorant humanity, when I am dealing beyond humanity, if you do not listen to what conscience is telling you, then you ain't going to learn nothing in this life. You understand? To ignore your conscience and to go and follow others is the height of stupidity. So you are turning your back. You're literally turning your back on God. And you don't know that God is a part of your being. And the reason why you don't know these things is because, like I say, you've run out of the jungle and you run off in there in the shitty. And you are behaving like how shitty people behave. And if you are behaving like how shitty people behave, you will never make this connection with yourself and understand that you are a human being with great potential to be what you would call super. I don't know why anyone want to be superhuman, but yeah, to be superhuman, to be super intelligent, then to learn how to live in love and harmony, you know what I mean, and to understand that the terrible and dreadful God one Rastafari dwell within all human beings. You understand? So when you understand who the one is, then you won't be in this trap about who is better. Is it the male or is it the female? You will achieve a balance. You will also know that the terrible and dreadful God Rastafari himself, like I like to call him, the High General, is neither male nor female, but is within both male and female. You understand what I mean? No big deal. So why is male and female arguing about who is better and who is bad and who's all this? None of you is better. Like I tell you, you are both full of shit. All the woman full of shit and all the man full of shit. So why do you think that you are better than each other? You know what I mean? You are supposed to find a balance. You understand? Balance. Balance. Sometimes it's so simple, but you make it so difficult. It is because I reckon it's because of what the eyes have seen. And the eyes have fallen for what they deem to be material things. There is nothing wrong with material things, but you cling to it. Supposed to just use it and leave it, because they're going to die in it. And you say die, you're going to be removed. So why cling so much to things, if you know what I mean? So, like the Bushman is saying, life started in the bush. What did the saying say again? As it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. So life started in the bush. And it's going to end in the bush as well. Because unless you come back to this bush mentality that I'm telling you and get away from the shitty, because those shitties are going to be destroyed. Yes, clean up those kind of shitty and those type of people who live in the shitty. Because don't forget, the fire lion. Like I'm telling you, I've warned people, and I want to, never mind the normal people, I want to warn you who are keeping secrets, because you have a lot of secret society on this planet, but when I hear about them, I always laugh, secret, whether they are Mason, Polly, whatever secret it is that you are keeping. I'm dealing with you especially because you are the most idiotic. Secret keepers, right, are the most idiotic people on the planet. Because I don't know who you're keeping the secret from. You understand what I mean? Say if you, like we say, if we put out something on the internet, you must have MI5 or MI6, or some of you high devil who's scrutinizing it. Watching, you're always watching anyway. So when you are watching and you are analyzing and you are secretly doing what you're doing, you must think that you can hide that secret in it, that you are doing or watching or planning whatever you're planning. But you can't do that because, like I'm telling you, the terrible and dreadful God Rastafari himself, the High General, has placed a video camera within all. So, like a fire lion, we don't worry about how powerful people say that they are on this earth. I as a fire lion, right? Don't worry about any little human being that I view and think to myself, oh, they're powerful, they've got atomic bomb and they rule the world. No. Those things are idiotic business. You know what I mean? You can't keep any secret, Yeah, and like I love this one here as well. You ain't taking no secret into no grave, Rasta. You have to understand. You must think this is a joke. You must think the terrible and dreadful God that I'm telling you about, Rastafari himself, the High General. And please, humanity, if you don't want to call the terrible one by that name, call him by whatever name you wish. Yeah? But as a fire lion, and you know the fire lion is not a believer, trust me. If the terrible one never exists for real, there is no way under the sun like I would sit and because I am as a fire lion, I'm a serious man. I don't stand for no nonsense, me. God either exists or him don't blood clot exists, as I would say. As far, this matter, I had to find out for sure when I born and I hear people talk about God. That's why I wasn't convinced until God himself convinced me that, yes, man, I am real, man, I am. But before God convinced me when I was 27, brethren, I used to say, for me to believe in God, him have to come out of the sky. You see me? Because I never believe what the Christian and all them man they say earlier. So what me I say now? Once I know, say, yes, man, that God himself show me that, yeah, of course me exist, bad boy, yes, man. But from just show me that now I get very, very serious and can tell anyone in the world. Say, yeah, man, the terrible and dreadful God, Rastafari himself, the High General, dwell within all human beings. See, and there is no way at all that any human being, you could am powerful, tell you powerful and you're not powerful no more, can come and live on this earth and transgress the law of that one and get away with it. So, why anyone would want to do that? Well, maybe people don't do that intentionally, maybe due to ignorance. Because like I tell you before, because life started in the bush, and people was one, human was one, not to eat after have the tree of knowledge. Before eating the antidote, which is wisdom, they never listen. Some of you never listen. Should say they never listen. There's always been a portion of jungle people who know not to eat off that tree without first consuming wisdom. But the majority of you have consumed off that now and gone and build up shitties. And knowledge has poisoned your mind. You know what I mean? And now your understanding is just in the outward world. You don't know who you are. And you are not living in the outward world. You live in. Did you get that one? Or shall I slow it down and tell it to you in slow motion? You're not living in the outward world. You are living in the inward. Did you get that? Anyway, never mind if you get that or not. You know what I mean? But you are supposed to live in the inner world. And then when you understand the inner world, right, it will bring order to the outer world. But you don't know nothing about the inner world and you're gone living in the outer world. You must get lost. All these things are just natural. It's like scientific facts, but only in the unseen. But because you don't know anything about the unseen, you don't know that these things are real. You know what I mean? That's why people do not know that the terrible and dreadful God dwell within. You know what I mean? But as a fire lion, like I say, because I am one of God's dangerous disciples, very, very dangerous, I would say. Yeah, man, I say I'm a bad boy, real dangerous general of the high side. I'm so dangerous that I reckon the whole universe, when they see all a man like me come around, a general, must say, business must be going on. This must be serious time, for the fire lion to come around, because I am terrible and dreadful myself, But I am under the command of the terrible and dreadful one, Rastafari himself. You know what I mean? I have no power, you know what I mean? I just come to tell people about my master. You know, I am nobody myself. I am sick of, I always say, listen man, I am full of shit. Who am I? You know? So I am not here to go on about, oh no, Firelion. Firelion an idiot as far as I'm concerned. Why should people shouldn't believe in God? Yeah? Is that the question, and why they should know God? Because when you believe in something, my friend, believing is not knowing. So if somebody could sell you a story now and say, oh, this is God, and have you believing in that. But you have to, if you believe in something, you have to test it. You know? So if you believe, like I say, that your mother is upstairs, go and have a look. If when you go and have a look, she's there, you don't have to believe it anymore, you will know. And if she's not there, you will know. So believing in God is not a good thing. One should get to know God. Now, that could follow up a question and say, well, how are you going to get to know God? If you know what I mean. So that means, that is where I tell you that self-discipline will have to come in. Because you ain't going to get to know God when you're a liar, thief, a hater. You know what I'm saying? Racist and all those things. So you have to curtail those behavior if you want to know God. You cannot know God while you are not a disciplined being. You understand? And every human being must know this within themselves. You don't have to tell them certain. They must know themselves how honest a person they are within themselves. To your own self, you know what I mean? When you hear this and think to yourself, how honest are you? You sit down, right, and ask yourself that question. And to the degree that you are honest, you are an honest human being, that's where your understanding will have rise. Yeah? To a level of understanding where you can understand what's right. If you find that you are, liar and hater, that is what is impeding your vision of understanding. So it's not a matter, you don't have to crucify yourself because you've done some wrong. We've all done wrong as human beings, see? All jungle people have done wrong. Let's not even lament the fact over the matter that as human beings, right, we've made mistakes and we've done wrong things. Even a murderer here I'm talking, Firelion teach all murderers. Even you who say you kill a man or two and you've done wrong, don't lament about it. What you want to do, why you have life to live, right, is realize to yourself fully that what you've done are the road that you've been walking on is the wrong road, and turn around. You turn around by stop doing those negative things and do what is right. That's all you need to do in life. You know what I mean? No being like we say has ever come out of woman who has never done wrong. So it's not about last year I did a wrong and it's still on, wrongs. The problem with wrong is when you don't correct them. You have somebody doing wrong when they was 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. That idiot ain't going to learn nothing. But if he had made a change when he was 30 or even 40 or even 50 or even 60, he'd have learned something. Although as each generation go on, 10 years, it get more difficult because you become set. You might end up as hard as this walking stick. So that it's hard for you to, it's better, it's easier like when a young tree is growing to bend it so it can, you know what I mean? So you will find that it's not old age that bring wisdom, like they say. It's what the individual was doing when he was young. That's what bring the wisdom. That's what, you will find a lot of old people, like I'm telling you, are not wise. It's because of what they was doing. But anyway, we're going about what old people wise are not wise, man. We was telling you about the return of the king. You know, and who the king really is? King Rastafari. The real king that dwelleth within all human beings, like I'm telling you. They call that one conscience. Well, the fire lion is a know of conscience. You see me? You know, like how you see, like how when you look at a man and you see him. I have seen the one. That's why I am a bad boy soldier. You know what I mean? No, obviously, to the level of understanding that you have eaten off the level of the tree of knowledge, you won't be able to comprehend such matters. This will sound startling to the man of knowledge, innit? That one has comprehended the terrible and dreadful one, Rastafari himself, the High General, that dwell within all human beings. But that is only because you have eaten your fill of the tree of knowledge. If you was my friend, if you was eating from the tree of wisdom, you might have been understand the fact when the fire lion tell you that when you eat of the tree of wisdom, for example, you can capture the vision of the owl. See, having captured the vision of the owl now, see, you are able to penetrate into the depths. You see what I mean? Yeah, man. Yeah, so it's those kind of matters you have to deal with, Rasta. You know what I mean? So move on, man, with the bumbo clot. What, me a shit? What a pussy clot wrong with you? Not a bumbo clot get around. Go on, man. Like you want to spoil people things. Sorry about that rap. There's some little pussy hole. Sometimes I have to do that. Idiot. You know what I mean? So, when you eat off the tree of wisdom, you can then capture the vision of the owl. When you capture the vision of the owl now, you are able to penetrate into certain things within thy own self then. And that is the vision that gives you the insight to see who Rastafari is, the terrible and dreadful one that dwell within. You know what I mean? So that is the one now that is returning. That is the one who was in the beginning. And that is the one who shall be in the end. You understand? That is the one who is the law that run this, not only earth, no, the endless universe. You know? But you will never see that one. You will feel that one. You know what I mean? You have to be a fire lion to you have to be a personal student. Like, I think you have to be a personal student of the one. Oh, how you come to be a how I come to be a personal student of the one is just, you know, I don't know it happened. It just happened that way. You know what I mean? That spiritually, I don't get guidance. I have never get guidance from outside, you know, like my master or anything like that. My guidance has been directly from the terrible and dreadful one himself. And he's revealed himself to me to let me know that, listen, man, me a bad boy, see me? This is no joke. So as a fire lion, I don't joke with human beings, you know what I mean? You know, I will just tell you plain and straight. If I was you, right, guys, this power that you're dealing with, trust me, it's beyond comprehension. Trust me. Ain't no way you can do nothing at all, right, that can affect the one. The only thing that you can do is hurt yourself. It's just like an idiot. You know what I mean? And life is endless, like I say. Don't let these idiots tell you that that is going to be the end of the matter. Not the end of the matter, the beginning of the matter, like I am telling you, even from previously. So I am warning you, you know, as a brother, because I love every human as my brother. Fire Lion love every human. We are from the one family, the one source. But I'm telling you, that source that we come from, not a power to mess with. You can't defeat it. And it's not fighting. All you will be doing is to tying up your soul into eternal torment. So I am telling you, within this time spectrum that we are living, it's time to abandon ship. If you have been working and supporting the evil that have been suppressing down righteousness on this planet, I feel this is the time to abandon ship. Run away, like how they say, the Syrian Prime Minister run gone from President Assad. That's how you should treat the situation. If you find yourself working for such an organization like all the British Empire, American Empire, and all the church system and all them, any kind of shit steam that you see they below out there in the shitty, and you are part of those organizations, and you say, oh, you are a mason or a basin in this time, or whoever you are, yeah? If I was you, man, I would run out of those places, seriously. I don't know how I could swear enough to, play with your soul. Because at the end of the day, then, I have nothing to lose, me personally. But I would like to save as much of the brother as them can, because I know if any man or woman come to self-understanding, I must, that one, the most glorious thing that could ever happen to you in the entire universe. Well, just the need for the hurry, like I'm telling them, is that a change is coming. And they wouldn't like to be caught on the wrong side. I wouldn't like to be caught on the wrong side. You know what I mean? Life ain't what it used to be, my friend. You know what I mean? So if you don't want to be caught on the wrong side, this is the time for you to come to what we human beings call self-realization. You know what I mean? To wake up, to realize who you are, or the potential that you are as a human being. Any human being. It's not that any human being lack potential or anyone is better than, I am not better than no human being. You know what I mean? The potential that you hear coming out of me is within all human being. God don't favor me over any human being. Every human being is on a level with God. You know what I mean? God don't care, you know what I mean? Everyone is level pegging with the terrible and dreadful one, Rastafari himself, the High General. You know what I mean? But this is a time for you to know that this power that they call God really exists. And it runs the universe. It's not a joke. Not an accident. You know what I mean? I'm telling you where this one is. Because you must hear this one talking to you, or you feel when you do but you just accept these things like, oh, it's only my conscience. But that's why you never learn who the one was. Obey your conscience and see what happens. Because if you ever did, or if you was doing it, right, a lot of the evil that you see on earth would never had happened. Because there is no evil within conscience. So if people was living by that, you wouldn't be see all this. But you're going to do it though, because that is what is coming. The law of conscience is coming upon your head. And that is what you're going to. All those who are not willing to live by the law of conscience is going to fade away. Now, if you notice, like I'm telling you, conscience is independent, The terrible and dreadful one, Rastafari, is not under the book, the rules and regulation of no one. It's independent. So you must think like some of you idiotic human beings. You must think your conscience is different from next door and all this kind of idiot. There's only one sun in the sky in the outer world. Only one son, idiot. Listen to me, idiots, like I tell you, those of you who are dumb, who cannot understand the concept of what conscience really is. Yeah? You see the one sun out there, it's shining in that direction. Yeah? That is the one sun that serves the whole of humanity. Yeah? Well, in the inner world, the inner world that you don't believe in, that you cannot see, not the physical one, the one that is within us, eh? There's an inner world in there, and in there you have a sun shining, eh? And all of you human beings are living in this inner world, eh? You are part of the inner world, and in that inner world that we are all part of, you had the one sun that give light shining. That is the sun that we call conscience, or that is the terrible and dreadful one. That outside sun is his representation in the outside world, yeah? In the inner world, yeah, he is shining like that, and he is the king. He is the king. Go and ask yourself about him. Maybe when you hear me talking, you might hear him in you saying, yeah man, I'm the king, man, you know? King Dada, you know? Bad boy. I am in male and female, and I am everywhere. I'm the conqueror. Yeah, well, that is the one that the fire lion is talking about. That is the one that the fire lion says the baddest within the universe, anywhere. That is the one that the fire lion said. That sun, yeah, it's shining all aliens anywhere they are within the universe. That one sun that is within the psyche of us, yeah, shining throughout the whole universe. It's a lot hotter than that sun out there, trust me. Yeah, well, that is the one who is the terrible and dreadful one, Rastafari himself. The one that cannot be known, yet can be known, if you know what I mean. Go and consult Mrs. Paradox. She'll explain to you how this terrible one can be known, yet cannot be known, if you know what I mean. Because I know the one, but I know that I do not know the one. Excuse me, I have a bite of banana. But you don't need to know the one to that depth anyway. You just need to live morally good and honest. And through living good, morally good and honest, you will grow. And you will grow to whatever depths you need to understand this one that I'm telling you about. But you ain't going to make this connection until you start to change. You understand? Until you learn how to live good. And obviously, these men on the planet who build up the shitty don't seem that I don't know how long that they've had at learning how to live good, but they don't have no intention of doing it. And just like how the dinosaur was got rid of, so we are going to get rid of you. Not we, you know, the terrible and dreadful one that I tell you about, my master. My master is so powerful and bad. Like these idiots, like I say, about they have secret and Masonic society. He's in there with you. Yeah, you know, like I am sitting here, yeah? But anyway, there's a human. My master is in them, watching them. And see it everything that you do. You are just living in a total, these people that say they got brain, you're living in total ignorance. You know what I mean? Imagine you hide in secret, yeah? And a man is watching you like this. And seeing everything you're doing, everything that you plan, every single thing that you plan, he sees it. And he's not making a count. You don't need to, because memory, he have a recorder there to record what the man's doing. Making a count. And this man is so ignorant that he's not aware of this operation going on within himself. Because he's only looking outside. You damn idiot. That's a nincompoop to yourself. Or even if you are a woman, you're a nincompoop to yourself. Because, you know, you are deceiving men. And I'm sick of telling these idiots, you know, it's easy to deceive men. You know how many times I've been deceived? And I'm sure others are, at any minute now somebody will deceive me. Because I'm a man. I am not important. I am not God. I don't run this universe. You should be worried about deceiving, you know, because God is watching your deception or what. I know you are scared of the word God. Just call it the intelligence that is within you. The intelligence that is way above your little puny intelligence is watching everything that you're doing. It watches you when it's not going to stop. It see you when you murder, when you plan to rape. It see you when you plan to bill and kill, and when you give the orders. It sees every single thing. It ain't sleeping, you know. Hey, Jah don't take a day off, you know, my youth. When I say my youth, I mean my friend. God do not take a day off from his duties then. Neither does memory. So every single atrocity against the law, because there is law, you know. God have law. Hey, what you think? This is a universe that is governed by laws. And you are breaking these laws. Either deliberately or directly or indirectly. Don't care how you're doing it. So as a loving brother now, it would be like how humanity wasn't aware of this law. It would be nice if one of the brothers come and reveal it to them fully. Not in any half measure. Because Fire Lion don't deal with half measure. I do not deal with any believe in God and those things. I am a knower of God, you know, and I am here to teach man how to know God, not to believe in God, to know God, because God real. Like I tell you before, God is either real or he is unreal. And I find out that he is real, so now I can positively come. I mean, and like I say, because I'm a Fire Lion taught by God himself, ain't no wise man on your planet or any books that you can find that can defeat the one. You see me? Who do you think then could be wiser than the one? I explained to you who the one was, like the sun, conscience. You think can it be? Who can be wiser than that? Are you stupid? Alright, when your intelligence has not yet arisen, you might be able to think something like that. Say, oh yeah, Jesus was wise and Solomon and all that. But anybody who was wise have to be taught by the one. The one is the wisest of all wise. So when I am taught by that one, the Fire Lion, you know, taught by that one, you can forget about your little wise man. What you talking about? Because you would have to be wiser than the one. You understand? This ain't got nothing to do with any boasting. What have I got to boast about? It ain't going to get me nowhere even if I was boasting, because I am not. It must be a religious man who is boasting, who is trying to recruit people into his organization. No one is coming into no. I haven't got no organization anyway, and I don't even have a lot of friends. Like I tell you, I'm too fiery. You know what I mean? I don't look friend, like I say, I don't beg friend. I have to be free to speak the truth to my family, and all human being is my family. But the rest of you don't know that, because they've deceive you and tell you that you are black and white people and yellow people. You think that you come from separate family, because you do not understand the inner life. But inwardly we come from the same source, because we are all spirit. So we are all family. So the family, as a family, we are here fighting one another. You see what I mean? Well, you will do that if you fall into ignorance. Like I tell you, you should have eaten. You should have. Hey, you see, oh, right over there, I know where it is. Very far in the bush down there. That's where the tree of knowledge lie. And way beyond that down yonder, you find the tree of wisdom. That's where you should have gone to eat first. Yeah? Like I tell you, you can eat knowledge, you know, but you first have to consume wisdom to counteract the poison that knowledge can sometimes give off. You know? And the selfishness and greed and all those kind of things. Which is what the shitty man has done. You know what I mean? But when you think about it spiritually, you are doing these things, Mr. Shitty Man and powerful man. And how are you going to get away with it? You know? Like here now you have your goons, police, army, man, and protecting you. But you are going to be very, very sorry about this matter. Like I'm telling you, you better confess and get out. You know, and on this reason, before we finish off any reason as well, because this is spiritual matter. You know, the Fire Lion has like to come back into the religious matter, and the the great hypocrisy of those who in the cities, who gather themselves into what they call religious institution, be it college and building of church and all manner of what they deem to be called religious. But the whole of it, every single lot of it is a load of garbage, bullshit. These people have no idea what God is, or know who God is. All this kind of piety business, you can see hypocrites always like, oh, some of them in church, they are crying with the emotion and all that. You know what I mean? You would never hear the pastor say, what the fuck's going on here? You know? No, you have to be, you are so holy in your pretense in it, that you wouldn't hear one fucking hell coming out of your mouth. As a preacher, man, because you have to pretend to people that you are so holy and holy. But all that is a pretense. You ain't genuine. And very soon this time is coming when people will realize that you are the chief hypocrite with your stupid story about Jesus died for man's sin. You know in your heart it's a goddamn lie. And yet you continue to preach it to the gallery because it makes you comfortable and you get a wage out of it. Sometimes you're angry with your family. You are one of the brothers that I'm very angry with for carrying on this deception. I'm sure the terrible and dreadful God Rastafari himself, the High General, will agree with me that you are one of the lowest of the lowest. You little pretense. You who organize religion on this planet here. Because as far as the Fire Lion is concerned, it is done for no other reason more than to control the minds of human beings. But I am going to shatter you all. By the will of God. All of you, if you hear my plea, by the will of God, before I draw the last breath, all religious institution, I shall shatter you. Because you are the house of the devil. You know, not that the devil exists, you know, because the devil is my brethren. I know the devil. The devil is not to blame for none of this. When a human being, right, choose to behave devilish and evil, you're not going to blame my brethren, the devil, who I know himself. I know the great master Satan, the temper. He's even tempting me. He's tempting me still, regular, my brethren. And I have to say to him, "Your brethren, ease, man. What's the matter with you?" You know? But I know that even though he's a force and an energy that is always tempting the soul of human being, that he himself has not carried out none of these vile crimes that human being has carried out. They did this of their own free will. So don't be blaming the general Satan for your atrocity on this planet or your deception. Not the fault of Satan. It is the fault of your intention, your desire, your lust, your greed, your selfishness. That is what is tying you up into your vile ways. But you'll get punished for that well, no one is going to punish you. Because love certainly ain't going to do it. And love is giant, you know that. Love don't deal with punishment. And what you are calling the devil certainly ain't going to do it. Only one other person can do it, and that's you. You are the one, right? As an example, if it was like the same, we use the same example, who are sowing the seed. So if you sow these things, when they grow, that's what you eat. You sow them. You come here, right, in the jungle and run off into the city and go out there, right, and decide that, out here it's good to hate people, yeah, and be greedy. And just and sex is the height of their society, and have lots of sex, yeah, and run about and lie and enjoy sex on the bush and trees and over house top and thing, yeah, and all kind of these things, and do all what they're doing in the city, because you are convinced that shitty life is the best life, and that life have no meaning apart from what you see in front of those eyes. Yeah, you go and do that. And then you just think to yourself while you're doing it, because you're not looking over your shoulder at that. You never ask the question, why? Yeah? So don't ask the question why. Just run out and do all these things. Yeah? Don't even think. And when you see all the fire lion telling you, just say, oh, how does he know all that? He's just talking shit. And ignore it all. And all when your mother, if any your brother, if you hear any other human tell you, ignore it. Yeah? Then when you reach on the other side there now, don't bother argue. Because like I am telling you, you don't know that you're going to reach on the other side. You are saying it's all mumbo jumbo. But I don't believe that anyone is going to reach. I know that you cannot die, because I am the fire lion, of course. You know what I mean? That's how I come. I never know this before, but I did do when I come under the tuition of the terrible and dreadful God himself. You know, the one that I'm telling you about, that dwell within, the one that you call conscience, the eternal fire son. That one is the one that reveal and show me clearly that no man, no human can die. Can't you see that I've put a video recorder in the idiots them just to video them, so later on the boys you're going to reap what you sow. Your action. So don't bother think that you know your little dirty evil deeds, Mr. High Up Devilman, is safe. You know, and the CIA have it safe, or MI5, or whatever your secret service is. And no one know that it was you who was behind that genocide over there. No, man. Trust me. You don't understand the working of the universe. But there is no way at all of breaking the law. Because I am a lawman. The fire lion is a lawman. Fire lion is a lawman. You see, like, so you have police and soldier operating your law. Well, I and I operate the law of the terrible and dreadful God Rastafari. So happy to report to you that there is no way, I don't know how to express it more, but I tell it to you, Jingle, no way you can break this law and get away with it. You see me? No, because don't forget, like I tell you, God cameraman, memory, deadly. Yeah, because you don't know that the terrible and dreadful one, Rastafari himself, the High General, like to play games. Because you know human beings like to play games, so you know they like to spy. So what he did, oh yeah, I like spying as well. So what he did, he put a spy within them to spy on them. Not only spy on them, but to video them. You see what I mean? So you find out that memory is a video camera then, and conscience, like I tell you, is a spy that dwell within, working for terrible and dreadful overlord himself, Rastafari. So how are you going to get away? Because you're dealing with powers that I'm telling you that are in the unseen. And you don't take the unseen to be real, but the unseen is real. You understand? So, like I tell you then, as we're going to try and wind down from out of the bush, as it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. Now in the beginning, because I don't know when the beginning was, you know what I mean, fire lion style. But in the beginning then, I just using imagination here. Everything was in darkness, and from out of that darkness cometh the light, to reveal what was already in the dark. Because the darkness is the original power. Yeah? So you're going to find out then that the same thing is going to happen in the end. Light will again come out of the dark, fire lion style. Now I and I, like I'm telling you, represent the dark. I am not the dark, you know. I am a representation. You see the dark, represent that, and the light will be coming out of the dark in this time. You understand? So that's why the fire lion is telling you, even though you wouldn't understand it, that I am the fastest man on the planet. Ain't nothing to boast about, you know what I mean? Because you're the fastest man on the planet. But it's a fact. You see what I mean? If you think I'm joking, then, yeah? What I would like to do then, you see like how they just have a race in the Olympics, eh? We'll have a race of understanding, right? You can go and get the Pope and the Archbishop, because they should be very fast at understanding God in it. What do you think? They should be able to run a good race, Pope and all them, yeah? And your imams and your... go and get your spiritual masters, yeah? And we'll organize a spiritual race. When I say a spiritual race, we'll sit around and talk about God. And then we'll find out what they know. If they know God to the depths of the fire lion, then you'll see how rapid the fire lion is for real. You know what I mean? Anyway, forget about the rapidity of the fire lion. Look out for the coming of the terrible and dreadful God himself, Rastafari. As it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. So what we're going to do now, you know what? It's been a nice afternoon of reasoning. Apart from those idiotic little youths. I don't know why Asian youths always seems to go on like that. It's like before them, they see that we're doing something. Instead of just carry on, they have to crowd round and interfere. You know, it's like when flies see shit. That's what I say sometimes. They have to flock on it. Anyway, you know, one love and fire out from the firehouse. See?